The Village. Narrated by Scott from Exuberant Knack. It is recommended that you read the story while you listen to it with headphones. Thank you and enjoy. As I entered the beautiful city of Stockholm, many beautiful sights greeted me, the top of church buildings, and the orange mellow sky. It was getting night and I didn't want to get lost in a city I've never been to before, so I tried to find my hotel. Well, I say hotel, it was more of a hostel way out of the edge of the city. I thought I'd come back to do some sightseeing tomorrow. That's where my story starts. Stockholm. As I left the other edge of the city, I could see the amount of buildings reducing. And then there was a forest, and by this time it was around 1 a.m. and I was worried about getting to this hotel, and I suddenly ran out of half a tank of fuel. In the middle of the fucking forest. By this point I was scared out my mind. And I couldn't come to grips of why I lost around half a tank of fuel in the space of 5 minutes. I came to the conclusion that I would have to wait in my car until night, as I wasn't walking through this forest. Then about half an hour of shivering in the freezing cold, the car battery ran out. This made me freak the fuck out. There is no way the lights could drain the battery in half an hour, especially just one light. Something was out to get me and I didn't want to know what. As I sat there with my phone with no signal and the flashlight on, I soon started to hear banging and then got a bloody metal taste in my mouth, kinda like when you put your tongue on a battery, and soon after I got fed up I passed out. When I woke up in my car, I was further in the forest than I was the night before, and as it was daytime I decided to go out and check things out. Now here is the weird thing. I remember a dream of getting captured in a truck and diving out into the forest. The people that kidnapped me weren't wearing masks, and I had a sudden affection for them not to let me go. In my mind I hoped they were real. But they couldn't be, as it was a dream. Or was it? I shook all this off half an hour later as I walked into the forest to find a way out, and after about an hour or so I had near enough tried everything. Getting to a high point, making loud noises and all of the basic survival tips, but nothing worked. My phone was out of battery and I had no way of getting back by SOS by phone, and there was no way I can get a precise time. Then about 3/4 of an hour later I got the same taste in my mouth as it was getting dark. Then I passed out and had the same sort of dream, but from the perspective of the kidnappers. And then we stopped. In the middle of the forest, bought the guy out of the truck and just put him near a old broken tree. Then I shortly woke up after, and I was right next to that fucking broken tree, and I had the same kind of affection for these kidnappers, which lasted a whole lot longer. At this point I was worried out of my head and noticed my phone had charge. It was the middle of the night, as I guessed, and my phone has some kind of charge on it. I had 1 bar of signal but no numbers, just 1. So I decided to phone it. Thank fuck it was the Swedish police, and I requested someone helped me. And about an hour after the call I was airlifted. I passed out in the helicopter and I had a dream. The dream was I as a Swedish policeman airlifting myself to safety. And then landed in a village. I then woke up in this village. I was sure to myself that whatever I was experiencing wasn't a dream anymore. I was other people controlling them. I must have been experiencing Stockholm Syndrome, or a new kind anyway. Then I noticed the village name. The real Stockholm,